Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm S. Maxine Fisher, an author, fiber artist, and queer parent of one. And today I am going to take you along for a week of crochet. So I am working on the last few orders of 2025. We just wrapped up the holidays and I have the rest of the week off to work on business stuff in addition to spending time with my son and some quality time with family. So I think this is the perfect week to show you all of the behind the scenes operations of how I run a crochet business. So without further ado, let's get started. First, I want to show you the last and only order of 2025 that I am working on currently. I did sell a lot more plushies toward the end of the year, and I am really excited because it's nice to be able to get these moving and help them find forever homes. One of the designs that I created, I think you guys saw me recently do a video on the giant mushroom guy by Critter Stitch. So I had gotten a couple of orders for those, but I found that I was getting a lot of views on my mushroom guys. I'll put a picture of it up here so you can see. I was getting a lot of views on the mushroom guy, but I was really getting messages from people saying, oh, I really wish I could buy this, but it's so big and I just don't have the money for it right now. So, this is on my wish list. So I was like, you know what, let me create something smaller. So in the process, in the last video, you saw me actually sewing the cap on a mini mushroom guy, and I've been developing a pattern. So this is my work in progress. Shout out to Jenny. Thank you for your purchase. This is our mini mushroom guy, and he just needs to be sewn together. He or she, they, are almost ready to go. I whipped them up last night and I can't wait to put this one together and get them out the door for my customer. I love the pink cap. It's like a nice dusky color. So I did just place another premiere order for more of this yarn. All right, so mini mushroom guy is almost ready to go. And meanwhile, now that I have finally wrapped up all my Etsy orders, I get to sit down and just kind of crochet what I want. So I want to show you my work in progress, and this is a pattern that you're going to be crocheting along with me throughout the course of this video. Hopefully, I can get it done by the end of this week. It is Norbert the Humpback Whale by Mrs. Crowley. I hope I'm pronouncing their name right. So Mrs. Crowley created this beautiful pattern for a realistic humpback whale. There are a couple of versions floating around that are really cute that I've wanted to try. There's one you can do a little rainbow under the front, but this is so realistic. It really spoke to me, and I hope that Norbert finds its forever home soon, but I can't wait to show you guys. Spoilers, I did cheat and start earlier this week. So the week in crochet is going to be me going forward, finishing this pattern, but I did some of the fins, and look how cute. Look at I love the fact that it has the barnacles and the barnacle scars that you usually see on humpback whales. If you look at pictures of humpback whale, and I'll put one up here on the screen, humpback whales actually are host to a lot of different marine barnacles. They are a crustacean that embeds itself in the skin of the whale and secures itself onto its skin in areas that have high water flow. But being on a humpback whale gives it a lot of an advantage to be able to find food because it's moving constantly through the water and finding all different food sources. So that being said, that was my long ramble that these are the fins and they're all barnacled. I feel like I'm looking at these now and I couldn't really tell before. You can't really tell on camera, but I feel like one is really smaller than the other. And I might have made a mistake. So I'm thinking I might redo this fin. Got to work on the other tail fluke and then do Norbert's body, which I'll be stuffing as I go. So this one I can't do while people are talking to me and watching movies and hanging out with my son. I'm going to sit down and crochet Norbert in a few sessions. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go work on some YouTube videos so I can get my channel back up and running. That is the next big item on my to-do list. And I feel like for those of you who've subscribed, I feel like I do kind of owe you guys an explanation why I have not been here for the last 3 weeks. My family has been sick on and off since my son really started more days of daycare. And somehow we came down with this horrible throat infection. And so it came around to me, and I'm feeling like I'm mostly on the mend, but that had me down and out for a couple of weeks. And so I really did kind of have to pull back and take a break from crochet and just prioritize things. But I was not feeling up to recording anything because my throat was so sore that I could barely talk and talk on the phone for whenever I need to make a phone call. So now I'm back and feeling my normal self, so I am ready to jump back in the swing of things. So let me go edit this chicken challenge video, which will probably be out by the time you guys see this episode. All right, folks, I have already run into some issues with editing this chicken challenge video. This is an example of a kind of a minor routine task that takes 10 times as long as I had anticipated, mainly because I am having trouble saving the videos from my phone onto my flash drive, onto my computer. So I'm having to like move them one file at a time for all the footage I took several weeks ago. So I am making the best of that situation, and while things are saving from my phone to my flash drive in the excruciatingly slow fashion that they are doing today, I'm working on editing my Square site. I am not sponsored by Square, but I really do love this system, even with some of the recent issues I've had using it. Square keeps track of my inventory and all of my items, the prices, any variations, etc. And I have a free Square account where I am able to use the app as a point of sale in my markets. However, I recently started using their free web tools, which maybe I'll make a tutorial on that in the future. So comment down below if this is something you'd be interested in. But I figured out how to use their free web tools to make a free Square hosted website whereby I can market my other items online. Now, the trick with a standalone website is you have to drive 100% of the traffic to your site. It's not like Etsy that goes out and markets it for you, or if you pay to Etsy ads, they'll like put Google ads up there on the internet where other people can find you. You have to make people find you or direct people through links, through social media, etc. But once it gives me a platform where I can showcase online everything that I've ever made. So I go in here and I'll show you, I have like a landing page where it's a little bit about me and about my True Color Studio. And then you can go to hand crochet plushies and see the different categories. So let's go to mini plushies. And let me set you guys where you can see my screen. This is going to be really kind of ad hoc because I did not plan this video. But here you can see, scroll through all the different mini plushies that I have, so you can see all my chickens and chill pills and, you know, positive potatoes and stuff. And this is everything that I have in stock and also anything that I have available. And you can like physically go in here and purchase it. So let's say you want to get a sushi snail. Then you can add a quantity to your cart. Let's see, we're going to buy 2 sushi snails, and you can choose shipping or store pickup. And this is what I actually use for local sales. So sometimes I advertise on Facebook Marketplace, word of mouth, friends and family, or just somebody I talk to at a market sends me an email saying, hey, I really liked your sushi snails. I want to for a stocking stuffer. So then I will direct them, I'll give them a link to my website, and they can choose store pickup, which bypasses the shipping charge, and add it to their cart and check out just like you normally would do. If you're using a mobile device, you can actually check out using Apple Pay, or you can enter a credit card. You can even add a coupon or gift card, and you can set up discount codes. I haven't quite figured out how to make discounts work yet. So I am actually really happy with this website. And this is was kind of my big project for the end of 2026 that I finally got done. So if you want to check out my website, go to www.truecolorstudio.store. And if you come to my landing pad, you'll find the link right at the top for my full website, and you can shop all my products. I've got to update these items. So let's see, when I actually gave away some of these plushies for Christmas to friends and family, so I need to update the quantities of what I have in stock here. So I'm going to go down to the mini capybara because I gave this to somebody as a Christmas gift. stock. So this says 3 on hand and 3 available. So I'm going to go to manage stock, and I'm just going to say inventory recount. So now we have 2 on hand. Save. And I also sold a couple of sushi snails, but I sold one through Etsy, so I've got to update my stock here. I don't usually get in stock items that sell through Etsy. It's kind of a whole different platform, and I feel like Etsy sales are a lot of made to order items, but this was one that I had in my bins, so I just gave them what I had. So let's see. When I say my bins, I mean like the boxes of things I sell at markets. Manage stock. 3 on hand, 3 available. Oh, I already changed this because I still have 3 sushi snails sitting downstairs. All right, so this is correct. I'm not going to touch that. There we go. I'm just going to go through this while I am uploading this footage. I'm going to get back to work uploading footage to my phone, but now you can kind of see how Square works. If you want a tutorial on using any of these web tools to create your own standalone website or work on a point of sale, please comment down below. Ask any questions you have, and I will be happy to address them in a future video. Okay, I think I figured out what's going on with my phone and why I'm having so much trouble uploading this video. I might just need a new flash drive. So it keeps saying that once I finally get it onto the flash drive and onto my computer, it won't open it or add it to my CapCut because it's saying that the materials are damaged. At first I was really freaking out because I have all this footage, including the footage I shot today, that isn't loading, but when I actually downloaded it to my hard drive, it's perfectly fine. So it seems to be fine on the phone. It's playing on the phone. It's playing on my computer. So I'm going to download it another way and get it straight from iCloud, but this is a problem for me because right now I'm using this flash drive as external storage to keep all of my videos. And if it's damaging the videos when they are saved to it, then that means I just probably needed a new device or I need to fix it. So I'm hoping that won't delay my video coming out this Friday. I do tend to kind of wipe everything and start over just because I'm so low on hard drive space, but we will see what I can come up with by Friday. If not, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to keep on making these episodes for you guys to view, but it might be a little while before it comes out. So again, if this video is very late, I do apologize for any delay. What a day. So baby is finally asleep. It is 8 o'clock. Mommy is so tired. I need some cake. Mommy needs cake. So after I decompress and eat some cake, I think I am going to work on one of these 2 projects. I have the mushroom and I have Norbert the humpback whale, and I think I'm going to work on the mushroom because I feel like all the thinking has been done for me. And he's all stuffed, like literally the only part I need to stuff is the cap. So we're going to do that. And then if I have time tonight, I will work on Norbert the humpback whale, which I'm really excited about. I feel like now I'm like 3 projects ahead of myself thinking of things that I want to do in 2026. But maybe I will make a video of 2026 goals. Meanwhile, I'm going to focus and get done what I need to get done this week. And yeah, it's going to be a good week. Hopefully it is going to be a productive week. I have this to do. I have safety eyes to paint, a couple orders to pack up, and maybe we can even do some pattern designing if I am super ambitious. All right, folks, without further ado, let me eat some cake and get to work. All right, now I'm feeling a lot better. I think that cake helped. It's interesting. I feel like my brain was just craving sugar. Like I had such a long day where I was just chasing after the baby and the cat and the baby, and not like he did anything that a toddler wouldn't do, except that he was just into everything today. He was kind of at a loose end because he got all sorts of Christmas gifts the last couple days from different family members. And now I think he was kind of feeling like, oh, do I have any more presents? What do I find on the table? What's on this table? So I was like, There's this article that's been going viral, and by the way, this is almost all done, except for the cap. So I'm gonna stuff and sew this cap on. Yeah, there's this article that's been going viral that I like called "The Mental Load," and it just talks about being a parent managing a household where you are not only doing so much, but you're masterminding things that others are doing. And I really felt that today with just, not necessarily, it's kind of about couples and not necessarily with my spouse, but just like in general, feeling that I was having to mastermind so much and walk my son through the basic mechanics of being a human so many times and say, don't touch that, don't put that in your mouth, nope, that's yucky. And I just, after a while, I felt like my brain had lost all its fuel. And glucose drives brain activity. So I think that's why, at the end of the day, I was just like, I need cake. I need cake. I need chocolate. So I definitely, that helped a lot. Stuffing the cap is so tricky because you don't want it to be too poofy, but you also want it to have a little bit of dimension. So here's my cap. And this, by the way, was a custom order that the person wanted a pink mushroom guy or gal, mushroom person. Just gonna kind of poof it down here. All right, and I'm gonna use some cocktail skewers to hold it in place. I actually don't yet have a good set of Amy sticks. My lovely wife bought me one for the holidays, but they are still coming in because they were from another small business on Etsy. So thank you. I actually don't know which business they are. I'd give them a shout out. She got me this lovely little set with kitty cats. But these, I got like 100 pack of wooden cocktail skewers. These are what I use actually for holding small bits of plushies together, and they are a lifesaver. You can also get like martini sticks. What do they call it? Maybe they're martini sticks? Martini skewers? I don't know. Yeah, like they're for basically putting the olive in your martini or the little bit of pineapple and mint and whatever the heck you put on your cocktail or for like custom cocktails. And they're really handy because they're bamboo, so they're sustainable and everything. And I like the fact that the bamboo kind of grips and helps them stay in the plushie. All right, so I'm taking this pin and I'm just kind of shoving it in toward the cap through the edge to keep, you can see, I'm kind of shoving it through the edge to keep this on, and I'm just going to do this all the way around like 6 times. And then I sew the edge of this cap down and we're done. This mushroom worked up really quickly. Much faster than my other ones, probably because I wasn't freehanding it so much. I've been like slowly developing a consistent pattern that I've been using. I did make this cap a little smaller than the previous ones because I felt like they were getting big and floppy. But I've been writing it all down in a notebook and just sort of following my own directions, and that really helps things to go faster. All right, here he is. Look, it's so cute. I feel like this is like my favorite. I want to say this is my favorite of the mini mushrooms that I've done so far. Look, in the back, it's got the little butt. I gotta kind of poke it in a little bit. Yep, it's got the little butt. It's got the little cute legs. I shortened the legs this time, and I like how they came out. And I don't know, it just came out really cute. All right. So now I can put this aside and I can work on Norbert. Side note, so let me grab Norbert real quick. Okay. So yeah, side note about the other mushroom. So what happened, the reason why I got this order was actually one of my buyers reached out to me right after Christmas, and I had sent out a whole lot of plushies, a lot of Black Friday orders, and that was one of them, where this person had ordered a mini mushroom guy, And I actually gave her one of the first ones that I made. So this one had been sitting in my market stock for some time, and that was exactly what the person had ordered. So I'm like, okay, let me send that out. They've got it before Christmas. Well, they reached out to me through Etsy and showed me a picture where it looked like one of the eyes had come loose. And they were asking kind of how to stick it back in. So obviously I was like, oh shoot, that's a sinker eye. It's not an easy feat to just pop it back in, but also given the fact that it's a sinker eye and they're not supposed to come out, the fact that it did tells me there's a chance that something was actually wrong behind the eye. I don't know, like even I can't tell just looking at it from the surface whether or not maybe the backing is cracked or there was some issue with the make of the eye itself. So I told them, listen, why don't you send it back to me? I will take a look at it, open the head up. I'll replace both the eyes and make sure that it's, properly reinstalled rather than you trying to, pop it back in and risking it coming out again. So I sent them a shipping label, but she was like, oh, thank you, but let me try to make it worth your while, which was really kind of her, because she didn't really owe me anything. Obviously, the product I had sent this person had an eye failure, so that's on me. It's, as the small business, I want to make sure that everybody's happy with their product and it's not like broken when they receive it. That's not something I ever want to have happen. So long story short, she said, I want to make it worth your while, and she ordered another mushroom. So I have 2 mushrooms to send back. The first one I'll take a look at that. I'm hoping it'll come this week, because then I can just send them both out together in the same box and have them kind of cushion each other in the mail. All right, let's look at this humpback whale. So I'm going to do the next tail fluke. The part I'm working on is this. And it's this little curvy part that goes on the back of the tail. And then once we have both the tail flukes, I can actually get started on the body. And I'm very excited about this whale. It's going to come out looking so cute. Okay guys, coming on to show you my progress. So here is the other tail fluke. Yay, ta-da. Ooh, on camera, I feel like I can see that this kind of twisted a little bit more than I was anticipating, but maybe I just needed to sort of massage it into place. So ta-da! Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. So I'm gonna be working at my desk a little bit today, but I did want to come on real quick and show you Norbert, the humpback whale. So here's my progress. So this is the front of the head. I really like how it's coming out, and I kind of just left it at a stopping point last night and went to bed. So today I don't really have much better lighting, but I am sitting down to get some more work done while my son is asleep. It's about 1 p.m. and he is finally asleep. Unfortunately, he came down sick again last night. And we took him to the doctor today, so we just got back and he almost fell asleep in the car, poor baby. So hopefully he gets some good rest. Working from home with a sick baby is usually pretty dicey because his naps are unpredictable, so he might get up, he might wake up crying in an hour, or he might sleep for 4 hours, I don't know. But I'm gonna try to manage my time accordingly. So, priorities for today. I'm going to put plushies aside that I don't necessarily need to do, and I'm going to work on the things I do need to get done. First of all, I have one order for 2 pairs of safety eyes, which I'm kind of thankful that it's a light week because normally I have a whole stack of safety eyes waiting for me. And I just have one order that is 2 pairs of my Lepidoptera sinker eyes. I have a black swallowtail and a silver spotted skipper to do, so I'm going to work on those now. And then if I have time, I'm going to work on trying to edit this YouTube video finally. Let's see how far I get with that. My fingers are crossed, but I am not going to bank on it because I have a feeling this baby's going to wake up. So without further ado, let me get to work on some safety eyes. I could definitely put this off, but what that would mean is that an order that has a deadline could potentially get run up closer to the deadline and maybe stressed out. So I don't need to be stressed out this week. I need to focus and take care of the baby. Okay, so some of these sinker eyes need a little cosmetic work. You can see that one. See that little white, let me put my hand behind it. There you go. You can see that little white piece on the top. That's actually a factory mark. This one has a really prominent one. They're really not supposed to stick out like that, but it's just a little blip of plastic that's left over from the molding. I wouldn't want that on my safety eye, although if it's filed down to just a nick, it's not going to show on your finished plushie. But I'm not sending the eyes out like this. That one was goofy looking. Okay, okay, while those are hardening up, let me grab a box and get this order ready to be packed up. You can hear that, right? Okay, at least he sounds happy. This kid is making me younger. He's cracking me up every day. He's just in there talking to his stuffies or something. All right, okay, packing the eyes up. And I know everybody likes a good order packing video, but this is not that video. I have literally this one safety eye order. So these are all wrapped up. And I've got my safety eye use and care card that links to my site, and I have a little online page where I explain how to set sinker eyes, tools to use, and just general information about them, as well as where people can restock if they are looking to buy more. Success! Achievement night has been unlocked. Also, I have a kitty. Whew, what a day. Today did not go the way I planned to. So now that the baby is in bed, I'm thinking, would you mind? Really? Oh, okay, loves. I might finally sit down and work on this YouTube video and get it done. I don't really like to do computer work at night, but I might have no choice this week, just the way things are going. So I'm going to sit down and work on that, and then if I have time, I will work on Norbert the Humpback Whale, because I actually don't have any other projects that I am doing right now, which is a first for me. So let's see what I do. Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. Just coming on to show you my progress with business today. So it's actually been a much better day than yesterday, and my son and I had some nice quiet chill time, and while he was reading his books, I made a couple of cheeky turtles for market. I haven't actually finished them. They're the ones that have the little button back. I'll put a picture up here on screen. So these are like a bestseller at all my markets, and I make them with all different shells. Some of them I do with just a plain green shell. Hi, good morning. Thanks for joining us. This is Lily. Some of them I do with just a plain green shell. I do them in the summer with like fruit themed shells. So I'll do like strawberry and watermelon, etc. And then in the fall markets, I will do them with little holiday costumes. So some I'll have with like a little witch hat or a jack-o'-lantern shell and Lily, or like a little Santa costume. But I like to keep the bodies in stock. And they're an easy pattern to whip up when I have some downtime, because it's one that I have memorized and it's small and compact, and I can just kind of put it aside and go chase the toddler down and take stuff out of his mouth that he shouldn't have. So now that he is night-night, I am actually free to work on what I want. And now I get to work on Norbert the Humpback Whale. I'm so excited. I am doing most of this off camera, but here. Lily won't leave me alone. She wants loves. You I love. I'm doing much of it off camera because the pattern is really complex and I have to kind of read it stitch by stitch. It's not something where I can just do a bunch of straight rounds. So I will be back on to show you my progress. This is what I did since the last scene. I forget if I showed you. This is the snout. So I'm excited. I will jump back on and show you my progress when I've put about an hour in or the baby wakes up, whichever happens first. So I am sitting here working on Norbert, but I just wanted to come on and show you. So this pattern is so much easier than I thought. In the picture, it looks so complicated and beautiful, and yet the fins are actually crocheted directly in. So I'm not going to spoil it and tell you the technique, but I'm in the middle of this is like halfway done, crocheting the fins into the sides of the body, and we've already done the blowhole. Look at that. It looks so cool. It looks so cool. I like everything is just so realistic. I love how complex it is. It looks like an advanced pattern, but it actually isn't. I mean, the only thing that's advanced about this really is doing the color changes and the fact that you want to make sure that you're using good stitch technique when you make this so it lines up nicely. So I guess it's good for an intermediate to advanced crocheter, but it's not an advanced pattern. It's really simple. It's just one that I need to follow stitch by stitch. So I'm going to go back to my pattern, but I just wanted to show you guys that. Fingers crossed that little boy has a nice long nap and rests and kicks this bug. And I am going to finish this humpback whale. Well, maybe not finish it today, but definitely I want to take a good chunk out of it. So I'd love to be able to finish it by the end of the week, just so I can show you guys and have it wrapped up with this video. We are trying to find his son. Rawr.
Oh my, you know what that just reminded me of?
I wish I could speak whale.
Hey everybody, it's about 9 p.m. and I have finally gotten the baby to sleep. Meanwhile, I am back to see if I can get some more work done on my humpback whale. Normally, please don't enter this conversation right now, baby girl. Normally Thursdays, I will run errands, including dropping stuff off at the post office, making any returns, picking up yarn. I do have a yarn order waiting for me at Michael's, and I have a few packages that I packed up today that I do need to drop off at the post office. But baby is not feeling well, and since he's home from daycare, I'm not sure I can make that outing except when he's on his nap. So I'm probably going to do it when he's sleeping. That way my wife can get stuff done too. So here is Norbert. Here is how much I've gotten done so far. He looks so cool. I just will need to do the crochet eyes, and I'm actually not sure if this is completely no-sew besides putting the eyes on. Like, this is amazing. This is just a really, really unique pattern, and hats off to Mrs. Crowley for designing this where it works up so quickly. I was shocked because I really keep saying this. I feel like this looks like a really advanced pattern, and it's not. It's actually, you know, if you have good skills, it's a really easy pattern. So I'm counting like just a few hours worth of labor on that. But it's a really fun one. It was a relaxing one to do. So I'm going to see if I can finish that tonight. I'm going to pull my pattern up, put on some music, and drink some wassail. I have this left over from the holidays, and I made homemade wassail. For those of you who don't know what wassail is, it's amazing. It's cider, but you add all this stuff to it. You simmer it with like baked apples and spices and brown sugar and cranberries and other like citrus fruits. So it actually tastes way, way different than apple cider. It's amazing. Yeah, you should try it. So if you just feel super ambitious and want to make this really complex old-fashioned beverage, go try some homemade wassail. Hey everyone, Happy New Year! So I'm coming on now that it's daylight to show you my progress from last night on Norbert the Humpback whale. Ta-da! This whipped up so quickly. I actually finished him late last night. The only thing I have left to do is make the eyes. So this one has eyes that are crocheted, and this is like, I forget, now I'm wondering if the pattern itself says low sew. Excuse my kitty. I'm wondering if the pattern itself says low sew, because this was very low sew. Literally the only sewing I've done so far was the tail flukes, which if you're making this, like, don't do what I did. And if you're doing this, don't do what I did and like actually be really cautious when you're pinning this on. Use really small pins so you can get it exactly right. This is as best as I could do, but it does feel like it's a little crooked. However, given the overall size of the whale, I think I did it okay. I'm not gonna redo it because I think I did it the way that I wanted it. So I'm gonna get to work crocheting the eyes. Let me see if I can do that before this nap time is over. Because once again, I am working while baby is down for his nap. We had a really good morning. He was a little fussy, but he ate all his breakfast, he ate all his lunch, so I am happy that he's kind of on the mend. You know, fingers crossed that he continues to recover really well. My cat, on the other hand, has been on the loose end all day, and you can probably hear her in the background going meow, 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 and she really just wants my wife to pet her. All right, I'm gonna get to work crocheting the eyes. Oh, the other thing that I did today was I finally got my membership set up. So I'm gonna do a little spiel about that in a second, but I finally got memberships live on my Ko-fi account, and I am gonna link that down below. So I wanted to come on and talk about my memberships that I have set up. Currently, I have 2 tiers. There is Buy Me a Coffee and Buy Me a Skein of Yarn. The Buy Me a Coffee tier is for those who are wanting to just offer some basic support and help me keep doing what I love without making a huge monthly commitment. On that monthly tier, you'll be receiving early access to my content, exclusive discounts, as well as first dibs on adoptable plushies. You'll also have the ability to pattern test for me. So you can help weigh in on a project in real time. You can pattern test, and I do select all the testers who apply, and be able to test out a pattern before it's released, help provide feedback, and receive that pattern for free. In addition to that, if I have any plushies like Finn the Frost-themed axolotl that are featured on my channel, I will be listing them on my Ko-fi for all my monthly supporters, so you'll have first dibs to be able to adopt something that I've created on the channel live. Finally, on the Buy Me a Skein of Yarn tier, you will receive all those benefits, and in addition, you'll get a monthly gift directly sent to your mailbox for each month that you're subscribed. That monthly gift would be a pair of hand-painted sinker eyes of upcoming collections that I have not yet released. So go on to Ko-fi now and you can take a look at more details about the memberships that I have set up. I do hope to be able to provide other membership options in the future. At this time, I haven't yet committed to a monthly pattern, but that's something that I do have in the works. So stay tuned. And if you have suggestions on something that you'd like to see, please go ahead and put something down in the comments, or you can message me directly through my Ko-fi as a subscriber. Hello everyone, happy Wednesday and happy New Year. It is finally 2026, and let me just say that I'm here for it. I am ready for it to be 2026. So I wanted to come on in broad daylight and be able to show you my progress on Norbert the Humpback whale that I did last night. Let me put my needle away. Ta-da! Here he is. Oh my goodness, I love him. Oh, I still need to do the eyes. So the eyes are crocheted and sewed on, but look at this. Look at the beautiful design. I feel like this is so intricate. I'm gonna put this up in front of my face. This is so intricate and realistic. I absolutely love how it came out. I love all the barnacles and little bumps and just the way she did. I think she did an amazing job on this pattern. Look at this. I feel like the tail is a little bit wonky. Maybe that's just me. Either that or I got the dorsal fin 1 stitch over. I did have an issue with my stitch count right there, so maybe I can take a little piece of yarn and sew it and see if I can just kind of massage it into the right place. But otherwise, he is perfect. I have the eyes done. I did just sit down right now and finish them. So I need to sew them on, and then I'll come back on and show you the finished product. What else have I been up to today? I have been working on a super special project that is my membership. Guys, here is the finished Norbert the Humpback whale. Yay! Look at those eyes. That came out so cool. I have to say the eyes were probably the most difficult part of this design, just because they're so small and because I insisted on using skinny chenille instead of cotton, like she says, but I think they came out great. So here he is. I don't know where to position him. Here he is. All right, now it is time to go out and take some good pictures. So folks, thank you for watching. I hope this has given you a little snapshot of what it's like running a business from home with a baby and a set of hungry cats. So if you liked this video, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. I think I'm going to call the video here. So have a fabulous day and stay creative. Bye.